8 assists and the buzzer beater to give the Celtics the 115-114 win in the 1-0 series lead. Big Perk, what did Tatum prove to you?
Oh, that he's a top 10 player in the NBA. And it shouldn't have been just yesterday, but what he's been doing over the last couple of months. Look, no one has ever questioned Jayson Tatum for his talent. The only thing I ever questioned about Jayson Tatum was his mentality, meaning I wanted to see the passion. I wanted to see the killer in him. I wanted to see the kiss of death that he's been doing lately. That's the Tatum I want to see. And so if you notice, the way that Boston plays, they feed off the energy of Jayson Tatum. And now we're seeing a different version of him. I'm seeing him getting into KD defensively. The start of the game, I'm saying, hold on now. He's checking KD, and he wants the smoke on the other end. This is the Jayson Tatum that we've been looking for. But right now, when it comes from being a talent aspect, and now he's taking that leap for his leadership and showing people why he's a franchise player, he's definitely in the top 10 for his top 10 players in the NBA.
I couldn't agree with Kendrick Perkins more. I have no disagreement there. I know we're supposed to be debating. There's no disagreement there. There's no doubt. Jayson Tatum's a top 10 player. Jayson Tatum is a young star in this league, and I love the fact that he's showing more of his personality. He's going after it. You know what I'm saying? He's going for it, and that's what you want to see. And this is the thing, KP. I mean, for me personally, just doing Countdown this week and just sitting there with Greeny and the fellas and the whole bit, Will Bond and Jalen, here's my thing. What I loved about what we saw this weekend is that we saw stars who want to be stars. We saw stars who answered the call.
Thank you.
They ain't just looking the money and going elsewhere. It's like, this is the big stage. Let me show you that I want this, okay? That's why I can be mad at Kyrie Irving for being gone more than half the damn season, because I know what he does when he steps on the court, and I think the borough of Brooklyn and the city of New York and everybody else in between deserves to see that on a more regular basis. You see Trae Young and what he did. You saw Donovan Mitchell in the second half and what he did. You saw Ja Morant, Anthony Edwards. He's coming, y'all. We'll talk about that later. And then you saw Jayson Tatum yesterday do what he did. And this is the thing. Now, me personally, this is where I got to get on some people. You know, Brian Colangelo was running the Sixers, and they had the third pick. And he got hosed by Danny Ainge because Danny Ainge convinced him that he wanted Markelle Fultz. And he gave up a pick just to move up in the draft to the #1 overall pick. Instead of Jayson Tatum, he drafted Markelle Fultz. Okay? We wish Markelle Fultz nothing but the best. Just came back from an injury. We know he's had some issues, but we wish him nothing but the best. He's got some promise, but he ain't no damn Jayson Tatum. Even though Lonzo Ball is hurt, when he was playing, okay, he was the #2 overall pick by Irvin Magic Johnson's Los Angeles Lakers. They needed a point guard. They needed somebody that was a local product, and they got this brother from Chino Hills instead of Tatum. Can we fantasize for a moment here, Kendrick Perkins? Could you imagine if LeBron James had joined a Lakers squad with Jayson Tatum? Could you imagine? I mean, I promise you this. We wouldn't be talking about the Lakers being out of the playoffs. We wouldn't be talking about them struggling to make a play-in game. I promise you that. I promise you that. So I think about Philly, and I think about the Lakers. They had the #1 and #2 pick in those drafts, and they passed on Jayson Tatum for Markelle Fultz and Lonzo Ball. We need to remember that when we're talking about Jayson Tatum, because Jayson Tatum is a star. Jayson Tatum has superstar written all over him. This is a special, special brother. And I think, if I remember correctly, I'm trying to look at how old he is now. The brother's 24. He's 24 years old. My God. 6'9", wingspan over 7 feet, handle, can shoot from 3, mid-range game, can score in the open court, can finish at the basket, and he can defend. On both ends, this brother is big time, and he's put everybody on notice.
And he's making people around him better now.
Absolutely. Hey, real quick, guys, I just want to give KD his flowers. I know it was a loss, but he did pass Jerry West yesterday. He's now #8 on the all-time scoring list, so congrats to him on that.
And he'll be climbing. He'll be top 3 before his career is over.
Yeah,
top
for sure.
3.
Oh, absolutely.
For sure. Just getting started. Plenty more playoff basketball to get into. Which team should we be paying more attention to as legit threats to win the NBA title now? We're talking some dark horses coming up. Also, the Sixers, Perk, made a statement in their Game 1 blowout win over the Raptors. So have they...
You're telling me that when it mattered the most yesterday, you trusted KD 100%. Are you sitting up here telling me that Kevin Durant was... Are you sitting up here telling me that Kevin Durant... was Kevin Durant fully engaged yesterday?
No,
was Kevin Durant fully engaged?
He had a bad game, KP.
I know that.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Are you trying to tell me that late in the game, despite his struggles, you didn't trust Kevin Durant?
I'm going to tell you this, that late yesterday in the game, I wanted the ball in Kyrie Irving's hands. I tell you that much, and not Kevin Durant.
But that's because Kyrie Irving wasn't missing. I mean, my God, he wasn't missing. No. That's the reason why not only is he spectacular, but he had that hot hand. But that still doesn't answer my question. Are you saying that you did not trust KD in the fourth quarter, that you didn't trust him in a late game situation? Is that what you're saying?
Not yet. Not yesterday, because I saw it in his body language, Stephen A., and you just said it. Look, you rolling your eyes, but you just said it. From the start of the game, when have we ever seen KD with those many turnovers? And we not going to sit up here and give credit to the Boston Celtics defense and the personality? I
saw KD in a Game 6 in the Western Conference Finals against the Golden State Warriors come up small. I saw KD in a Game 7 against the Golden State Warriors come up smaller than I thought he would. But the question is whether or not I have faith. I was shocked when I saw what I saw, but it didn't diminish my faith in what this brother can do at any given moment because he's KD.
Stephen A., you saw it. I actually lived it, okay? So I know what Kevin Durant is capable of doing.
Which is why it's blasphemous that you're saying what you're saying.
No. I witnessed Kevin Durant struggle against a Memphis Grizzlies team where Tony Allen was doing the same thing that Jayson Tatum and Grant Williams and Marcus Smart was doing to him. He was getting pumped so bad that the newspaper article in the newspaper from Oklahoma City called him Mr. Unreliable. He was getting punked that bad, but he bounced back in Game 6. I'm not sitting up here saying that Kevin Durant is not going to bounce back. I'm not sitting up here saying that KD is not going to have a great Game 2, because I think he is. I'm talking about yesterday in particular. They caught him off guard, and they hit him with physicality that he wasn't expecting. And so, with that being said, he got punked, and you know you would.
And I don't think it's that he wasn't expecting it. My problem with KD, for the most part, I thought he was looking for calls entirely too much instead of just playing his game. They were looking for the referees to help them out because they came into the series knowing they were undersized, knowing that Boston had some size in their favor and the physicality, and as a result, they were saying, we're looking to get some calls. And they were playing too tentative in that regard rather than just trying to smoke them.
Perk, last word here, then I got a question for you. You want to get one more thing off your chest? Okay, this is all I was going to say. I understand in that moment, Stephen A. trusted him. You didn't, Perk. I get all that. But tell me this, Perk. What do you expect in the next game? Because we've seen him after a bad game and how he responds.
Oh, yeah, look, I expect him to come out there and do what he do. We already know KD is a basketball mind. We know that KD cares a lot of, he carries a chip on his shoulder. And look, he cares about the game. And he watches everything. He's going to watch film. He's going to see how they're playing them. He's going to come out and make his presence known in Game 2. I've lived this through. I lived this with him. I know what type of guy what type of player he is. I know his mentality. He's not going to shy away from the moment. He has to bounce back because yesterday, Jayson Tatum got one up on him. Yeah. Jayson Tatum outperformed him yesterday.
Yeah, and we'll go there next, Stephen A.
That is true. Tatum did outperform him, but here's the bottom line. KD is dropping 40 in Game 2. He's dropping 40 in Game 2. You can book it, and he's averaging at least 30 for the rest of the series.
Okay,
I promise you that.
I'm not arguing that.
I didn't say you were. I didn't say you were. I'm just saying that's what's going to happen because KD going to see this segment. He going to see his brother and former teammate KP saying what he just said, and KD will eradicate all notion of that nonsense. He's dropping 40 in game 2.
Okay, fair enough.
Bank Guard.
Okay.
But let's just keep in mind this was Boston's defense without Robert Williams. But let's get to Jayson Tatum. The only questions I had about that man yesterday was the shirt he wore post-game. But